Hey, everybody.
Hello, I'm Cool Carl, and welcome to Hero Appliance Academy. Hopefully, you've followed our previous videos up to this point, and now you're ready to start pulling a vacuum on your kit before entering the system. In this video, you'll learn how to pull a vacuum on your kit prior to system entry. We'll also show you how to properly enter the system to check pressures and, just as importantly, how to exit the system without losing any of your charge. Remember, these are critically charged systems, so precision is key. Now that your kit is hooked up, you're ready to pull a vacuum on your equipment. First, make sure the ball valve is in the off position, and then turn on your vacuum pump. When you open the ball valve, you will create a vacuum in your service hose and to your charging scale, if it's connected. The charging tee is not necessary if the scale is not in use. Keep the valve depressors in the back-seated position during this process. Remember, you will also have a vacuum to your scale, so the scale's ball valve should remain closed. When you're ready, open the ball valve at the vacuum pump. Next, open your high side gauge, followed by your low side gauge. You're now pulling a vacuum on your entire kit. It's important to verify that there are no leaks or loose connections. One of the biggest indicators of a problem is if the low side gauge does not pull down to 30 inches of vacuum gauge pressure. Close the ball valve at the vacuum pump. If there are any leaks, the low side gauge will start to rise. Smaller leaks may take a few minutes to show as air slowly enters the hoses to equalize the pressure back to atmospheric levels. If your gauges start to move, check all connections, including the caps on the vacuum pump. Once you've ensured your kit is properly connected and free of leaks, you can close the ball valve and turn off the vacuum pump. Now, close your gauges before entering the system through the valve depressors. Accessing the system. Start by turning the valve depressors clockwise to front seat the pin. You should immediately see the operating pressures of the sealed system. At this point, your hoses contain refrigerant that must be returned to the system before you exit. This prevents any impact on the system's charge. Begin by turning the stem counterclockwise and back-seating the high-side core depressor, then opening the high-side gauge. The vacuum in the manifold may pull some of the charge, but remember that your service and charging hoses are still under vacuum once the high side gauge is open, followed by opening the low side gauge to pull the remaining gas from the hoses. You'll notice a spike in low side pressure. Make sure to fluctuate the low side gauge if needed to avoid accidentally maxing out the gauge. Once the low side pressure stabilizes, you can backseat the low side valve depressor and exit the system. We hope you enjoyed today's video. From everyone here at Hero Appliance Academy, thank you, and we'll see you next time.